Go to your X.
Okay.
Yo estoy grabando cuando...
Hello everyone and welcome to today's live class. I'm teacher Del and today we're going to be talking about families and introductions. So we've got a very interesting lesson talking about the family and also, all the different people in the family and how we call them in English, okay? So, but before we go into the subject, let's remind ourselves what we did last week, okay? So, if you remember, we talked about the difference between make and do, and that class was teacher Robin, okay? And she told you when to use the verb to make and when to use the verb to do. And also she gave you lots of different examples with phrasal verbs using make or do, okay? So if you want to watch that lesson again, because it's a really important lesson in English, you can do so. If you remember, all you need to do is you go back onto our Facebook page, you click on the left-hand side on the video section, and then another window will open just like on the screen here, where you'll be able to select, all the videos, all the classes that you want to watch again. So please do that so you improve your English. Okay, so now talking about families and introductions. First of all, a little bit of vocabulary, right? Let's talk about ancestors. Okay, ancestors, when we talk about ancestors, we are talking about the family from the previous generations in your family. I can see we've got people watching. We've got Pilar, Audrey, we've got Beshu saying hello, so hello to you. Thanks for watching. Now, I don't know if this is the first time that you are watching us today, but all you need to do is you need to enjoy the class and write some comments, just like you are doing now. So, all the people who are watching, please come and say hello and then write your comments as well. And as you know, in this class, towards the end of the class, I will give you 3 questions and I would like you to participate so I can look at your answers and give you some feedback live. Okay, let's go back to our vocabulary. So ancestors, it's about the people in your family from previous generations. And those people who study, family history, we can talk about genealogy as well. So this is the study of the family, of your ancestors, of the previous generations. We talk about relatives. Relatives are the people who are in your family. It could be your aunt, your uncle, your grandmother. And we are talking about blood relatives as well, the people, the descendants. Okay, and then sometimes you have a family tree. We'll look at one later. So a family tree means, the history of your family. Okay, you could tell me, is it something that you have at home? I know that some people are heavily into this kind of thing and they enjoy researching their ancestors. Is it something that you do? Okay, let's talk about the immediate family. So when we talk about immediate family, all we are talking about is the parents, the children, okay, that's the immediate family. Let's look at some of the words. So parents, as you know, we've got mother and father. Then we say child, or the plural for child is children. And when there's only one child, we talk about an only child. Then we've got this word that may be new to you, siblings, okay. This is when we refer to the combinations of brothers and sisters, okay. So for example, brother and or sister. So if I say I have 2 brothers and 1 sister, I have 3 siblings, okay? Now, next one, we're talking about the family, and this time the extended family, so all the other people in the family. So let's start with the grandparents. We have grandmother, grandfather, and also grandchildren, okay? Then if you go back in time, so you have great-grandparents. So what that means is it's basically the grandparents' parents. And every time we go back in history, in time, we add a great, the word great in front, okay? Great, which is another word to say grand, really. And then we have great-grandfather, great-grandmother, okay? So it's the parents of the grandparents and so on, right? So then we can talk about aunt and uncle, okay? So these people basically, for example, if my mother has a brother, that's my uncle. And if my mother has a sister, she's my aunt, Okay, so it's the siblings that that are connected to your parents. Okay, we've got people watching from Iran, from Istanbul, from Iraq, from Bosnia, Indonesia, Georgia, from everywhere. That's fantastic. So please share the video, because the more people, the merrier. That's what we say. So lots and lots of people watching. That's really good news. Let's continue with that. Then we've got niece and nephew. Well, that's easy, because if your uncle, right, has children, then that becomes your nephew or your niece, okay? Well, let me explain. I'm going to show you a family tree in a minute, so I'll explain this even better, because it's difficult just like this. Now we're just doing the vocabulary. Then we're talking about cousins and second cousins. Second cousins are basically the children of your cousins, okay? So, but when I show you the family tree, it'll be much easier. Then again, in the extended family, we've got half brother and half sister, right? So it could be that your mom has had another child, and basically, but not with your father. And this person, this child, is your half brother or half sister, okay? So that's what it means. That's why we say half. Then we have the step family. So that's not blood related, but it's still part of the family, okay? So we're talking about a step parent. So here we're talking your father has remarried, okay? So basically his wife becomes your stepmother. It's a step parent for you. So step parent, stepfather, stepmother, stepdaughter. If this person has a child, okay, then this is maybe, the stepdaughter, stepson, stepchildren, stepsister, stepbrother. It's when somebody else is coming into the family, and that's not blood related. Then you've got the in-laws, okay? So what does this mean? Right, so you get married, and let's imagine I get married, okay? So then my husband's mother becomes my mother-in-law. My husband's father becomes my father-in-law. These people are, my in-laws, basically. Then you have sister-in-law, brother-in-law. I think you can understand what that means. Daughter-in-law and son-in-law. So for my mother-in-law, okay, so my husband's mother, I am her daughter-in-law. I'm not her daughter, of course, but I am her daughter-in-law because we are married. Okay. The family tree is here, be much easier for you to understand. Okay, let's have a look. Also, one thing I need to mention, later on we will post some links, and one of the links, if you click onto that link, you'll be able to download the PDF, today's PDF, so you'll be able to have access to all of this, which will make a lot more sense for you as well. So imagine that I am Jenny here. I've chosen names for you. So I've got Jenny, okay. So I am Jenny. My parents are Sally. My mother is Sally. My father is John. And I am married to Mark, okay. These are Mark's parents, but Carol and Arthur are my parents-in-law. Okay, then Jenny and Mark, so we have children, we have Jack and Sophie. Okay, so these, Jack and Sophie, are basically Sally and John's and Carol and Arthur's grandchildren. Okay, these are the grandparents. My parents and my husband's parents are our children's grandparents. That's right. Then the children are a little bit older and they get married themselves. So Jack is married to Kathy and they have two children, Ashley and Chris. And then Sophie is married to Simon and they have an only child called Emily. So Emily and Ashley and Chris. Emily's cousins are Ashley and Chris, okay? So Ashley and Chris are siblings, brother and sister, and their cousin is Emily. That's how it works. And if we go back to Sally and John or Carol and Arthur, here we are talking about great-grandparents, okay? That's how it works. So don't want to confuse you, but I hope you've got it. Right, okay, Penka is saying it's a useful class. Yes, it is, because often you use, sometimes when people want to describe people in their family, they go, the mother of my father who's married to, something like that. No, let's use the words properly. So they are here for you to learn and to remember. Okay, then we use some informal family names, okay, in English. I'm sure you do in your own language as well, and I'm sure you've heard those words through films or series. We say mum or we say mom. It depends where you are. In Britain, we say both. It depends where you are in the country. In America, it's mom, okay? It can also be mummy or mummy as well. So it's usually for younger children. And it's the same here, dad, okay? And then daddy, when the children are younger, they call their father daddy or pa as well. Okay, then we go to the grandparents. We can say grandma, gran, nan, nana. There's lots of different names, okay? And for the grandfather, we will say granddad, grandpa, or gramps as well, okay? So it's very interesting because sometimes you hear these little words and you're like, okay, you know, it sounds a little bit different, but that's it. It's just to call your mom or your dad or your granddad or your grandmother. Okay. Now we're talking about making introductions, meeting your in-laws, let's say. So remember your husband's family or your wife's family, okay? Right, we've got Corisa, I hope I'm saying it right. In your country you say mama, that's true, okay? In some countries it's mama a lot of the time. You can say that in English as well, it's not unusual, okay? But it tends to be more mum or mom. Okay, so introduction. So here we are. You are going to meet your in-laws, okay? You are not married yet. You're going to meet your future in-laws, let's say. So you need to make a good impression. So what are you going to say to them? First of all, you need to greet them properly. So you would say something like, hello, pleased to meet you, just like you would if you met someone else. Okay, hello, pleased to meet you. Or good evening, it's lovely to meet you. Or good afternoon, it's very nice to meet you. So lots of different ways. I'm sure you already know some of those. Now you want to make some conversation. You want to, yes, you want to make a little bit of small talk, of course. You want to give a good impression. So if you know they've got a hobby, use that, okay? So your partner may have said to you, oh, my mother, she loves playing golf, or my father loves playing golf. So you could say, hey, Laura tells me you're a keen golfer. Keen means that somebody who wants, who likes, who enjoys playing the game, okay? So that's just an example. Laura tells me you're a keen golfer, or if it's the piano, Alex tells me that you play the piano, or something that works every time, you need to praise them about their house, and you need to say something like, you have a beautiful house, or you have a beautiful home, okay? And they will love it, and ask questions about the decoration, this kind of thing, and that will help the relationship with your in-laws. Now saying goodbye, you've had a fabulous time, and you hope you've made a good impression because you'll probably see these people again. So you need to say thank you for a wonderful day, or I've really enjoyed today. Thank you for having me. That's quite common. Thank you for having me, okay? Or thanks, I've had a great time and I really look forward to seeing you again, okay? Or to seeing you soon. So all of these are like good tips, okay? So if you've got more comments, come on, keep writing, and I'll be able to say hello to you. Right, okay, let's practice together. Now you've got lots of information. You need to do the hard work. So number one, describe your family. Tell me, do you have siblings, okay? Like I can say I have 2 brothers, okay? Do you have niece, nephews? Remember all these terms, okay? Are you a large family? Do you have many cousins? Come on, let me know. Second one would be, what does the word sibling mean? Okay, so I gave you a clue with the previous question. So sibling, what does it mean? And number 3, how would you greet your future in-laws in English? Yes, what would you say to them when you see them for the first time, when you have to greet them? Okay, so you've got your 3 questions. Now is the time for you to write your answers in the comments. So then I'll be able to give you feedback. But let me tell you about the ABBA course while you do that. At ABBA, we've got this fantastic course for you to improve your English. So let me tell you about the course. We have 144 units, and each unit starts with a short film. So with a short film, it's very useful because you'll be able to hear lots of different accents, conversations, and then the whole unit is based around the film. And within the unit as well, you have a video class where we will explain the grammar to you as well, the grammar that you've learned from, in the unit. The other thing as well is that we have assessments. So at the end of each unit, you have a little assessment test to see whether or not you've understood the unit. So 144 from beginner's level all the way through to business level, so there will definitely be a level for you. And you can either be a free student, and that means you have access to the first unit of every level and all of the video classes as well, so that's the grammar classes, so that's really good. But if you're really keen on learning English and improving and really making a difference, you need to become a premium student where you have access to everything, all 144 units. But the plus on that is that you are allocated your own teacher. So you can write to me or to your teacher Robin, okay? I'm sure some of you are already premium students. You write to us, you've got questions about the course, you want us to correct your English, and we do that through emails, and that's amazing, okay? So it's a really, really good point. It's a very flexible course because you can study on your laptop, on your tablet, you can be on your smartphone, and you can switch from one device to the other. And because at ABBA we are very generous, we do lots of additional resources for free. Now, as you know now, we do obviously the Facebook live classes, but we do them twice a week. We had a class yesterday and we've got one today, always on a different topic, and you can watch them again. We also have the ABBA journal, and soon we'll be posting a link later on, and you'll see if you click on that link you'll have access to the blog post that we write, and there's always something really interesting to read. And we've got a Twitter page and a YouTube account as well. Okay, right, we've got some answers here. So we've got Vusal who's saying nice to see you. I can't see you, but nice to see you too. And Kathy says, I have one brother. Okay, so you have one brother. And Sheila is saying, I have a small family, right? So what is a small family then? Is it just 2 or 3 people? Or, because for me, a small family could be maybe an only child or just maybe one sibling. Okay, so come on, keep writing so I can share some information with you. Okay. Yes, so we've got Coriza again who's saying 2 sisters and many cousins. Yeah, cousins are fun to be with. I used to love being with my cousins. It's great. Okay, and Liazat is saying lesson is very good. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. Please share, the lesson and watch it again. Write some comments. Okay, while you keep writing, let me tell you about next week. Now, you're not going to miss this one because we're going to talk about official exams. Now, if you remember, we've done a series on this, and this time we're talking about the writing section of an official exam. We'll be talking about the TOEFL, the TOEIC, IELTS, FC, different exam, BULAT. We'll give you some tips, okay? And Sim is saying to us he's got 5 siblings. That must be fun. That's great. Okay, so you need to check Facebook for the schedule so you'll know when to watch. And that's it. Don't miss our class. And turn on your notifications. Sign up to our newsletters, you are always notified, you never miss a class. We've got another person writing here. We've got Daniel who's saying, I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters. That's a lot of siblings. That's brilliant, okay? That's a lot of fun. You can have a big family reunion, that's nice. Okay, well, thank you very much for your participation. Lots of comments today, lots of people. Keep writing because even when it's not live, we check your comments. So, do we teach other languages? No, we don't. We teach English and we do it very well. So, no, we don't. Okay, tell us what other languages you would like to learn. So maybe we could start. Okay, who knows? Well, thank you very much for being with us this afternoon, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And I will see you again next week. Okay, bye.